So now we're out here with the Equinox 900 and the Nokta Legend. Like I said in the first video, we would keep these two together. They do have some adjustments on them to help hit the targets better. Like we did with the Manicore and the Deus 2, we will not start at max recovery speed. We will set a median there for depth, and we'll adjust as we can. I do have the square nails still out here because we can lower down the Legend. The Legend really, you know, after testing and them deciding to add the iron filter, they added iron filter and stability. You can really lower down the Legend to max, you know, unmasking as well. And I actually talked to one of the testers who's testing currently, and he will even lower that reactivity in the iron filter and stability and hunt at 1 and 1. I was never able to get, you know, to be able to hunt in relic sites with them that low. I have been able to, I've talked to a couple of American relic hunters here in the United States that are able to hunt with a iron filter of, say, a 1 and a stability of around a 5. So first thing we'll do is we'll go over these nails and see what we can get away with, just like we did with the Xterra, because we can drop it really low. On the 900, we can go to FE 0. We can also adjust tone breaks and stuff on both of these machines, but we're not going to mess with tone breaks. We're going to leave them the way they are, but we will adjust their filter settings if needed to see you know, the best case scenario on these tougher targets here. So on the Manicore, what did we have to adjust? We had to adjust recovery speed. We didn't touch the upper ferrous limits. We had to adjust recovery speed, and we were able to hit these. On the Deus 2, we lowered silencer and went up a level in fast program, and we hit them on the Deus 2. With these other two top dogs, we're going to, like I just said, leave the recovery speed at a median and adjust where we go. The only parameter we're not going to mess with is anything that will create falsing on these square nails, because this is best case scenario right there above ground. These things get a hell of a lot worse when they've been in the ground for a couple hundred years. So let's start with the Equinox 900. And so the recovery speed on the Equinox, you can see my coils are wet. If you don't like me, you'll get a kick out of this. But while they were out here, I was on the phone and went inside. My dogs came out and peed on these things. So I had to go in and rinse them off. So let's start with the Equinox 900. Now the Equinox 900, we're not able to go lower than, so the Equinox 900 goes up to 8. So let's start this halfway, and we'll start the Legend halfway with recovery speed. But what I was just saying is it doesn't let you go any lower than FE 0. And FE 0 will not false on these. Well, let me open up my horseshoe so we can hear the iron. All right, so we're going to do the same with the Legend. Just make sure we're not falsing on these square nails. Little chirp here and there. All right, now let's go through. So if you haven't seen these tests, level 1 is same plane for iron. Level 2 is a 1/2 inch raised. I'm gonna lower my, we don't need a max, you know, a maxed out sensitivity. Let's just keep it quiet. Level 2 is 1/2 inch raised nail. Level 3 is 1 inch raised nail. Level 4 is 1.5 inch raised nail, silver quarter, mercury dime, and a 2-gram piece of gold. Now the Manicore and Deus 2, really the only two to be able to get through these so far, and they needed adjustments too to be able to hit these targets here. So that's a mercury dime. All these pieces of iron I have dug, you know, in the past. So level 1, same plane, mercury dime. We're at FE 0. We're in Park 2, and we're at recovery speed 4. So it's in half. So we're looking for a 2-way hit, and we're also looking to see how stable the VDI is able to be. We're gonna, just like the other test, we're trying to keep the coil a couple inches off the ground. So we're seeing the iron tone and the 56 ID on the bobber dime. Here is a buffalo nickel. 2-way hit. Okay, that's a pretty easy test. Now we go up a 1/2 inch. Here's the buffalo nickel. All right, 1/2 inch bob or dime. One inch nickel. One-inch bob or dime. 1-inch raised nail bob or dime. I hope this cover isn't causing glare. It has in the past, but I'm trying to put you right in front of the screen. So let me go through that again just in case it did before. So we're at recovery speed 4, FE0, Park 2. All right, here is the silver quarter. So we haven't, this is still recovery speed 4, so that's really, really good because we're going to get really good depth at recovery speed 4. Recovery speed 4. The higher you go with recovery, the more depth you lose. It impacts some machines worse than others. You'll just have to see how much it impacts your particular machine. So here's a mercury dime. Okay, so we're impacted there. Let's try recovery speed 6. All right, and let's go to recovery speed 8. I think we needed 7 or 8 on the Manicore as well. All right, so we're not able to hit that, even at recovery speed 8. We could try a different mode. I know we did this. Let's let this car go by. They need a new exhaust, it sounds like. So we'll try field 2. The Park 1 and field 1 will be, more aimed at depth, and the 2 and the 2 will be faster program. So here's field 2. All right, we can actually go through those. Here's Park 1. And here's Park 2. So not able to hit the dime at recovery speed 8. So far the Manicore and the Deus 2 did better at that one. And here is the 2-gram piece of gold, 1.5 inches higher. And that's at recovery speed 8. Sometimes recovery speed 8 can be a little too fast on certain targets, so we'll try recovery speed 6. Here's a good example of that, right? Starts pulling it through. I had no idea it was going to do that. Let's try recovery speed 6 on the dime. Nope, but it does help on the nickel. On the gold. Let's try recovery speed 7. I wonder if recovery speed 5 would do even better. Look at that. I think I showed that in the first video with the Deus 2 about how, depending on where the non-ferrous and ferrous are placed, that recovery speed of, too much recovery speed can also impact. So here's the mercury dime. All right, so we're not getting help with the mercury dime. All right, so there was the Equinox 900. Let's fire up the Legend. So the Legend, we actually have some more things that we can adjust. We have iron filter, we have stability, and we have bottle cap. So we're going to leave bottle cap off for these. We don't want anything impacting separation here. So we're in Park. Multi 2 is going to be our fast. Let's lower the sensitivity down a little bit here. We don't need this much. We'll put this at 20. Okay, so multi 2 will be our, our fastest. And we're going to go over to recovery speed. We're going to hit the pinpoint button. Now I have it IF-ST. So we're going to go IF1 and then ST and see where we can get away with this with the nails. So you can see, I know I've talked to people that hunt like this, and on a clean site, that will definitely be impressive, but we can't do that here. So stability 2, 3, let's go back to 3, stability 4. All right, so that is a pretty low iron filter of 1, and stability 4, and we have bottle cap at 0. All right, so that's where we're going to stay. This is best case scenario. I don't know. In a lot of places, you won't be able to hunt this low, but in this case, for the above ground test, we're able to get away with it. All right, so we have everything in. We're just notching out ground, and we're in multi 2. Let's go over the bobber dime. 2-way hit. So look at the IDs. The buffalo nickel. You can see our ferro check bouncing around over there because of the iron. Buffalo nickel 1/2 inch raised. Okay. 1/2 inch raised bobber dime. Now this buffalo nickel, just to give you an example, if I lower, let's remember we're at stability 4. If I lower this down to the way, you know, some people, like I said, hunt like this, his stability 1. It's still a little choppy. Okay, and we're at iron filter 1, stability 4. All right, here is the dime again. And this is stock tones in both of them. I haven't modified the tones. Here is the nickel. Beautiful tone on the nickel. Oh, where am I at for recovery speed? 6. Okay, so we're almost halfway. We can go back to 5. Let's see if 5 helps that. Pretty much the same. But we'll raise it up as we need to. So maybe we need to raise it up for this nickel. Let's go to 7. 8. Oh, 8 definitely helps. 9. 10. 8 definitely helped on that nickel. It became a lot clearer. So we will we'll stay with 6 and go up as we need to. And we're still at stability 4, iron filter 1. Recovery speed 6. Okay, here's the nickel 1-inch raised nail. Hits that one no problem. Here's the bobber dime. All right, pretty low ID on the dime. Let's go up to recovery speed 7. Recovery speed 8. Recovery speed 9. Recovery speed 10. All right, doesn't like that dime. Back to recovery speed 6, and we didn't mess with any of the tone breaks in these either one of the machines too, either. All right, here's the quarter. Sounds beautiful. The 1.5-inch raised dime. No problem for the Legend at iron filter 1, stability 4. Here is the piece of gold. Knocking that gold out of the park. Okay, let's go back really quickly because we have so much we can change on this one. Iron filter 8, before the release of iron filter, this is where it was at. So I'm not sure. Oh, okay, it actually removes stability because I'm at iron filter 8. So this is where it was before the iron filter update. That's where it was. The very first Legend. Look at the improvements that they made. The very first Legend, when it was released, before my rant video, that's where it was at. So drastic improvements. even if you hunt iron filter 4, stability 4, and that iron filter 4, stability 4 is middle of the ground, and you'll do really good on the nails as well. So you don't have to drop your stability and iron filter that low, because you may be digging a whole bunch of iron. If you stick with the middle of the road on trashy sites, you'll still have impressive recovery speed. So for the dime, 4 and 4 doesn't work. So 4 stability, iron filter 1. All right, there's a look at the Equinox 900 and the Legend in huntable conditions. You know, they both did really good. Obviously the Legend, the 900, the Manicore and Deus, hey, I'm not surprised that they're the top dogs on this level 4 test. And I think, you know, there's been some requests for modern trash type tests like this too, but we'll leave this the way they are. Maybe we have to create a level 5 for these top dog machines, but everything is hot glued down. It was cool to put these together. I used the Manicore, you know, as a base for these, and you know, these won't change. So as machines come out, we'll try the same ones. The funny thing is I actually talked to some of the companies, and they use the same thing. They use the same type layout to test their machines. So, all right, everyone, thanks for watching.